camera was perfect. Why did I have to move it?
Let's talk about niching down in IT industry. I recently read an article, a controversial one, about how niching down is not existing in IT service industry. And this was written by a marketing director of one of the IT service companies. He basically said that niching down does not exist. Actually, he mistook the word industry for the word expertise and expertise for niching down, so it was quite of a mess. However, there was some points that I agree with and I want to share it with you today. So basically, when you're just starting out as an IT entrepreneur, first thing you want to do is to evaluate the business model you want to take. And if you want to learn more about business models in IT industry and more specifically for IT outsourcing and IT outstaffing companies, you go and check out this video next, right after this episode, but not before then, because if you leave, my retention rates will drop. And back to niching down. Say you've decided to take the expertise-based business model. In short, it's something when you present yourself as the go-to team for certain expertise, for certain direction. At this stage, at the launching stage, it doesn't really matter what sort of a direction or expertise you'll be calling your own. Say you have an experience in e-health industry, then you might say that I can focus more on e-health projects and move into this direction and develop into this direction. Or say you have a team or a core team player who is a pro at data engineering and you decide to make this an expertise of your own. Now, the advantage of this approach to go to start the expertise-based model is that it's easier to start and easier to grow as a new company. And it is your chance to stand out and say, hey, yes, I'm new in the market, but I have experience in this specific topic, and this is something that I am certain of, and this is something that I can help you with. And it will be easier for you to catch your first clients this way and to claim your first clients this way. But what happens next after you develop into this direction and after you grow into this direction? What happens next? And before we jump into that, so let me stop a little bit on the process, how the process looks like from the inside. So let's assume that you decided to start a data science agency for e-health startups. This is your niche. Again, there is quite a debate on what to call a niche, what to call an expertise, and what to call an industry. There's less questions with the industry, but nonetheless, I see these terms being mixed up all the time in LinkedIn articles and on local resources. Let's just assume that you have an expertise in certain something. What happens next is that you try to get clients in that certain something. Say you got this client, what is your next step? To try to get another client and to grow your team and grow your profit accordingly. And what you do, you go to the same industry, to another client and say, hi, hello, we have the expertise in this industry with this specific tech stack. So basically you can say that we are the go-to expert in your niche. So this is a great marketing tactics to use, and this is actually what helps you to win clients. So say you got that second client based on this approach, you go to the third client and say the same thing. We know the industry, we know the expertise, we know the tech stack that potentially you're using within your company, and you get that third client. And let's assume that there is no other clients on the market because you either niched down too narrowly and there is not much demand of your expertise on the market, or say the tendencies dropped and changed entirely, and say at certain period of time you can't find the clients in that industry, in that direction, with that tech stack anymore. What do you do next? Especially if you have a team or a team member on bench and you have to sell them fast because you cannot pay them from your own pocket for long, right? So what do you do next? You take whatever projects come your way. So you're not choosy or picky at this stage. You need to fill in the position, you need to put this person to use. So say you took that client in an entirely different direction. Does it mean that you lost your niche? Well, probably, maybe, who cares? What happens instead though is that you start growing your expertise in that entirely another niche and maybe in entirely another industry. Firstly, for your current clients who are in the same industry, they already know what you're capable of, and they're not going to just drop your entire relationship because, oh, they started to work in another industry, maybe the value of their work will drop. No, this will not happen. The next client who comes to your webpage sees, oh, they're experts in e-health, okay, and they're experts, say, in e-tourism. Okay, good. Well, I'm from e-health. I need to go and talk with them about this one specifically. But if another client comes from e-tourism, where will they go? They will go to you and talk to you. So unless you sell guns and jewelry, thus completely confusing your potential buyers, this is okay. And if you started to talk about guns and jewelry, now this is okay if you provide, say, the experts from the same industry like IT for different domains like e-health, e-tourism, whatever, but the tech stack is more or less the same. At the same time, if within your company you are providing, say, data engineering, copywriting, and voice-over actors, now this seems weird. So yes, niching down does exist, and this is good for starters, but it will prevent you from growth unless you take more and more directions, and actually you will be forced at some stage of your business to take those directions if you want to keep people who are left without a project currently or permanently. And if you want to learn more about business models in IT outsourcing business and actually what type of company most suits to you, you go and check out these videos of mine. I'll see you there. Stay safe.